Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 60, Rogue One movie review. I want to say thank you for listening, and if you just found us on the interwebs, check us out at kfpodcast.com, KF Podcast on Facebook, at Ken Fred Podcast on the Twitter, and then at Ken Frederick Podcast on the grams that are instant. We have a five-man crew today. Got Don.
Hey.
Justin.
May the force be with us.
Oh man. I'm already feel like I'm going to throw up. No, I really am.
He just ruined the movie for me.
Brock.
Hello.
And the intellectual genius that is Lance. It's going to bring all of us up a little bit in this conversation.
Hello, everybody.
So we're going to talk about the Rogue One movie that we just saw, some Star Wars-age.
We're all cold.
It's freezing. We're freezing.
We're recording on Hoth.
Feels like it.
Apparently a wind chill advisory in effect.
The Hall of Nerd, where we record from occasionally, isn't known for the fact that they have working heat.
Yeah.
So we are
Going on 10 years.
Yeah. Well, you can buy more dollar books. We are recording from a frigid area, and but.
It sounded like you said we're recording from a frigid air.
Might as well. Feels like it.
I enjoy the fact that you're complaining it's cold and you're wearing a t-shirt, a hat, and gloves.
Yeah. Because I just need the extremities to be warm. The body's hot.
Anywhere that's not hairy.
Ken, the body's always hot. Because of the blubber in the hair. But the extremities get cold because of the diabetes. I got something over my wiener, too. You just can't see it.
A thimble?
A thimble. A thimble?
All right.
I'm not making an image of that. So don't worry.
Yes, you are. All right, so let's
just
talk.
Pull one from the archives.
20-cent saber.
All right. It's getting ugly in here.
All right, sorry. So let's talk a little Star Wars. Let's do a little non-spoiler review. Okay. I feel like I want to go with Lance first because Dawn's going to be... I have a negative Nancy feeling about Dawn. So Lance, a little non-spoiler review. What are your thoughts?
A little non-spoiler review. Well, for those of you who aren't in the know, Rogue One takes place right before Episode 4.
Right before.
Literally 2 seconds before.
Totally new cast of characters that you'll see some old, some new, but all in all, I actually liked it.
Yep.
It was a well-written story. It wasn't derivative in most places.
Yeah.
And it actually gave you some more insight into like at least the other 6 movies.
Yeah. I agree. Brock.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought I would like it, and I did like it. I liked how it had a definitive beginning, middle, and end. The story ended. It's not,
I agree with that as well.
That's a good point.
Not a little fill-in-the-blank thing, like, what's going to happen next? It was just a good, one solid, complete Star Wars story.
I agree. I enjoyed it as well. I will say I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, but it was very well done. I liked the story.
Wasn't any Ewoks.
Yeah, no Ewoks. No Jar Jar. I mean, come
no
on.
No slave Leia.
Sorry, Justin.
Don apparently didn't do his job sitting next to you then.
It's... I did enjoy it, just not as much as I thought, but it felt like a Star Wars movie. It's
because it was a Star Wars.
It hit all the points I was looking for. Overall, it was good.
All right, Donald.
So I think the end, the last parts of that movie really saved it for me. Really not liking it because I didn't care for the beginning. I thought it was very slow and very confusing. I mean, I know the gist of the story, but I was really confused as to who was on what side and what was going on through a little bit of beginning. But I mean, it does give you very good. The special effects are great. The cinematography is great. The acting was all very solid. I actually think the acting was a little bit better than some of the characters in Force Awakens.
I like this better than Force Awakens.
It Brock hit it nail on the head. It's a very succinct story. You can just watch that movie. You don't need to see a bunch of other stuff. I just don't feel maybe that it. I'll get into it a little bit later when we spoil it. That a lot of it was necessary, I guess, and that's where some of my problems lied.
So real quick, we'll go around the table. Would you recommend for people to watch it?
Yeah. I mean, it's an enjoyable movie. I mean, the battle scenes in it at the end are so well done that if you're a Star Wars fan and you like spaceships and droids,
You
and
like
things,
gratuitous space battles.
then you're gonna like that because it's really probably the best space battles done in any of the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Other than maybe
Absolutely.
Empire.
I mean, because a lot of those were done, so long ago, and they did it as good as they can. But even the remastered stuff, this is some of the most in-depth, well-done scenes. So that they did a really good job with it.
Agreed.
All right, so now it's time for spoilers. So hit the warning.
Scream.
Spoiler alert. that was very enthusiastic.
Yep.
Well,
All
it's
right.
late.
It is late. We did dinner before. We usually
Yeah.
go straight
We're all
to
We're full of
tired,
Denny's, yeah.
sick.
All right, so let's do a little spoilers. Dawn, do you want to go since you just last?
Sure.
Go.
So one of the things that stood out for me, which I didn't know they were going to do this, is they had characters like Princess Leia, Grand Moff Tarkin, and what was the chick's name?
Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma.
They had all them, and they like CGI'd that they CGI'd the people in, which really shocked the shit out of me because I didn't know they were going to do that.
Was Mon Mothma, was she CGI
No,
as well?
she was an act.
She looked a lot like her,
But she looked
Grand Moff
identical.
Tarkin was completely CGI.
Yeah.
He's a little creepy looking.
and he was really kind of strange looking. Like,
He's been dead since 1994.
yeah, he's been dead for so long, and that's why when he turned around, I was like, "Oh, like this looks weird. It looks like
he looked like the guy from BFG.
yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, he was strange. So I mean, they did a very good job of incorporating a lot of eye candy for people.
My thing was I didn't mind the CGI in it, but like I think that it made Grand Moff Tarkin look creepier in his role. But when you see the CGI young Carrie Fisher, that was off-putting to me. I was like, oh, okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
why her scene was so quick. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
it was
couldn't
kinda
write-
strange.
get it-
Honestly,
get it right.
I did not think they were going to show her face.
Neither
think
did
so
I.
either.
I
Yeah.
thought they were just going to keep that low camera angle. I
Yeah.
didn't think they were. And when she turned around, I went, "Whoa!"
But
It was all right, though. I mean,
let other
It
people.
wasn't bad. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like weird puppet Yoda like in episode 1. It was
Yeah.
good.
oh, Puppet Yoda.
But that's
Or
some of
CGI,
the
whatever
spoiler
this one,
things
yeah.
that stood out for me. What about you?
Well, I'll steal one that you didn't say.
Okay.
The best scene in the movie was towards the end when, as we said, this ends right before the start of the New Hope, and they show the scene leading up to the very first scene in the New Hope, where Darth Vader and the stormtroopers are attacking Leia's ship, and the scene where Vader busts open the door and takes out like 6 Alliance people firing guns at him using the Force.
It's not Alliance. The
Rebellion.
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 But they're the Alliance, the Rebellion. It's
Whatever you
Anyway.
want
He
to
doesn't recall being the Alliance.
Those guys with the stupid helmet
yeah.
that have
but
no shot against
he,
bad guys.
He walks in. He's using the lightsaber to deflect laser blast back to him. He's force choking people, force slamming them into the ceiling, cutting them in half. It was great.
That was a good scene.
That made me want to see a Darth Vader movie.
Me
That-
too. It
Just that scene.
made me wish it was a Darth Vader movie instead of a Rogue One movie.
Actually, you know what? It reminded me of the opening of what was the video game?
Yeah, the one with the young
Oh, what is
apprentice
it?
that he
Empire,
had.
Force of the Empire, or
No.
The guy, or the one where he has the guy that he trains and has the
Yes.
dual lightsabers.
What is that
Star.
called?
It was his name was
The
Star
name-
Killer?
His
The
name
name
was
was Star
Star Killer.
Killer.
Yeah, that game is
Force Unleashed.
Force
Force
Unleashed.
Unleashed because that's what he does. He goes and just destroys a whole like
The
platoon of-
Village. That's
yeah,
that's the opening show.
You
shot
play
of
as him.
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah.
Brock?
Is that we're up to me? Okay.
Yep.
I enjoyed the subtle cameos. They didn't feel shoehorned like I thought would
All the
probably
shoehorn
happen.
Yeah.
comes in.
I like that the Cantina aliens that caused all the trouble and New Hope were there.
Punda Baba and Dr. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Oh, but how did they escape that city if it blew up and still gets a... where
They didn't blow that city up.
No, they blew that city up.
They blew that
did?
city up.
That city got blown up. Yeah.
Unless they left shortly after, like they
Because
knew it was
that city,
happening.
that city was on top of the.
Okay.
It's called plot convenience.
Plot convenience. They got out. They were on their way out.
Yeah.
But that was fun. The Vader scenes were great. Like I said, I'd like to see a Darth Vader movie now.
Especially now that they can do him like he's supposed to be.
He could be, actually do stuff instead of just lumbering around like a.
They did him how
slasher
he
villain.
would, Clone Wars style, how he was, holding people with the Force still while he's cutting them in half and all that. You couldn't do that in 1980.
No.
But now you can.
The only thing that bothered me about Vader, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, is when he made the pun. like Darth Vader should be making puns
What
about
pun
choking
did he
me. He's choking that guy, and he's like,
Don't let your aspirations get the best of you.
And I'm like, oh, why is he making puns? Like,
But to that point, I thought this movie was ahead of Episode 7 in part with the great amount of comedy. There wasn't a lot of forced comedy. There was a little bit of comedy with the K9 droid or whatever he was.
Yeah, whatever that guy. I like that droid a lot. He goes
K2SO.
K2S. Yeah, he was a fun character.
That's what I said at one point. I'm like, he is way more useful than C-3PO.
Yeah.
But it wasn't BB-8 humor.
No.
Or his constant thumbs up and goofy
It was
stuff
like,
that he did.
I'll give my wife credit for this. He was like Sheldon Cooper almost in his humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
because
A
he
bit
was
of
just
a
giving
dick.
out as
Yeah.
much information as possible, even if it didn't make sense for it to be like.
Right.
Whether you wanted to hear it or
He just had
not.
to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah,
and-
When he said to her, I will support you, and he was like, because he told me to.
So
A
bad.
litlike too truthful, like Sheldon. That's a
Yeah.
good analogy.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
true.
great though. Whenever she wasted that other Imperial droid, he's like, "You weren't even sure that was me." It's like- I thought that was fun. I mean, it was just an
He was,
all-around good
he was
movie.
good. I was kind of disappointed they got rid of him, but
Yeah, well, he could be rebuilt.
Yeah, and go ahead, Lance. I don't want to.
Well, I mean, my spoiler is, it's a succinct story because everybody dies.
Everybody.
That's what I like.
yeah.
So, the
Which
cool
we knew
thing-
that going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cool thing is you could actually, do all your character development and have the arc, like you said. You get the beginning, you get the rise, you get the resolution at the end, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like that happens much in comic or like nerd movies anymore.
No,
It
because
doesn't happen
they're
in-
looking for marketability to
yeah.
actually.
It doesn't happen in very many movies at all
Yeah.
anymore.
Because you're going for the sequel.
Everybody's
You're going
always
for the
looking
franchise,
for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The sequel was already made for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, and nothing against Anthony Daniels as an actor, but I'm so glad that C-3PO only had one line in this freaking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
But-
glad they appeared though.
Yes,
yeah.
because that continues. They are still the only two characters that have been in every single Star Wars movie.
Good for them.
And I actually sort of like.
Poor Kenny
I actually
Baker.
sort of like how they. You read about this in the books where in the movies you just see the Empire as this big bad, empire that's military machine that's rolling along, but what you see in this movie and you see in some of the books is like the bureaucracy of how the Death Star was built, and like how they're behind schedule and everyone's mad about it.
Yeah.
And you have a bureaucrat that's sort of like manipulating everything.
And Grand Moff Tarkin is taking credit for what all this other guy's work of building the Death Star,
Yeah.
and he's just going to be like, "Yeah, I did it all."
But in fact, he was taking credit for the engineer who he killed.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a lot of what happens in any kind of
Government job.
exactly. So, spoilers. I really liked. I liked that everyone died. That was one thing I was going to say. And I like the cameos.
Ken likes death.
I like it when shit doesn't go well because that is life. Like,
Well, the title of this movie should have been "Shit Doesn't Go Well." We all knew that it wasn't going to go well.
Yeah.
I don't really think there was any big shock there that everybody died.
I actually thought that maybe some of them would live so they could tell the story of whatever. But like,
The way she
pretty
said
much-
it in the original movie, many people died to get these
No,
plans.
that I just watched it again last. That was during this. That was for the plans for the second Death Star.
She doesn't say that for the first.
No.
No.
Said many Bothans. Which was one of my things I'll bring up on the stuff I didn't like. But
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. So do I have my trivia wrong? Maybe I have my trivia wrong. I thought she was talking about that for the second star because it was said in Empire. Or no, yeah. Return.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return.
He doesn't know.
Okay. Everybody just fell asleep. Listen to that.
I did like the blind samurai guy because that was a little nod back to the original source material that gave us Star Wars.
Yep.
It was an old samurai movie. I can't think of the title right now.
Seventh Samurai.
Yes.
I like the fact that they showed that the Force is in different levels within everybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a Jedi to
Yeah.
use
Right.
it.
Like he just was like praying and using the Force.
It gave him like Daredevil powers.
Yeah, he could. Well, I think it just heightened his sense. Well, Daredevil. It heightened his senses because he could feel the vibrations through the ground and like all that kind of stuff.
And he could shoot blind, which is
Better than the stormtroopers.
Oh, the stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers still can't shoot.
There
for
was a
shit.
good variety of different stormtroopers in this movie.
I
though.
feel like they're
fun,
now
isn't it?
saying that the reason the stormtroopers suck is we only see them shoot people that have Force like auras around them, and maybe
That's true. They could actually shoot in this movie.
they were shooting people that weren't Force inept.
Yeah.
So maybe the Force has like we've seen it block and deflect lasers before. Maybe that's why they can't shoot as well.
What's that guy really? I guess I just don't get that. That if you're either in the Force, or you're not in the Force. Like, does that guy really just have a touch of the Force? He has one or two
one?
midichlorians.
He's just
The
never,
Asian
he's
guy.
just never been trained.
No. He was a guardian.
He was a guardian.
He was a
of
guardian, but
of
he
the
wasn't
Jedi Temple.
No, that wasn't the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Jedi
it was the
Temple.
Jedi Temple.
Was it?
That's why they were stealing all the crystals from it. And you find out why the laser is so powerful.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's basically a
lightsaber.
big
Yeah,
lightsaber.
it's a giant lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome. That they said that's what the crystals they used to make the laser to do all that.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys notice that that first scene where they actually pull back from the planet, where they actually caught the pilot? It was a huge toppled statue of a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I caught it was a guy. I just didn't know who it was.
It was Pete. It's like
It's Qui-Gon. I don't know.
It was Mace.
But I like that they're getting more into the lore. Like I was talking to some guys here at the shop before we went and saw the movie. I want to see Saving Private Ryan in the Star Wars universe. Like I want to see big epic war battles with no Force. Like a little bit of Force with the blind guy was cool, and his buddy that was like weird. I think they were kind of.
Why wasn't that The Rock?
He was Space Roadblock,
he was busy doing Baywatch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but that's pretty much what he was doing. Big laser Gatling gun, and
Yeah, his
I
gun
like
was
that
cool.
character.
yeah, I thought there isn't many characters in this movie I didn't like. Like if Liberace Admiral guy from the Empire, whatever his name was, in the all white suit and the black stormtrooper.
I don't remember
Governor-
anybody's name.
Director.
Like a pocket
director,
protector
yeah.
with pens in it. I didn't really understand what that was all
Was that
about.
guy from the Rebels TV show? Is that where I saw him before?
He's gonna Google.
I
it,
don't-
though, 'cause
He-
I
I
don't
don't
think so.
remember him in Rebels.
It reminds me of the garb that Grand Admiral Thrawn wears.
Well,
Thrawn-
it's the same outfit Grand Admiral Thrawn wears, which usually means he's part of the. I thought that meant he was part of the Navy.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I don't know.
there's a difference between the Navy and the.
Yeah,
They're all
there's a
in
difference
space.
between the Imperial Navy and then
Well, the Imperial Navy is actually like the Air Force because they're all like instead of like
They're all floating through space.
yeah. So, but they're making like your
These are
sailing-
boats, not
yeah.
spaceships.
Well, they're like instead of like they're destroyers, like
Yeah.
much like a naval destroyer. There's Star Destroyer, you know that kind of stuff. But
All right,
all right, so we went through the best moments. What do you think didn't work,
I'll go last.
Lance? You have some beef. Cut your beef.
I do have some beef. I forgot what the beef was.
Where's the beef?
Come back to me.
Many Bothans
About the
died.
Bothans.
Oh yeah, many Bothans died. Okay, and actually you were right. It was Empire. But the whole idea is that the Bothans, if you
Sharp
actually
cheddar
look at
over
the
there.
Bothans, they're actually this really weird alien race.
The Bothans aren't the fish people. I assumed that they were the fish
No,
people.
those are the Mon Calamari.
That's the Mon Calamari. The
Bothans,
dumbest
the Bothans
name
have this
ever
weird
for an
things.
alien
In the
race.
video games, they have this weird power where they actually will disintegrate you.
I'm gonna Google what they look like. So
Yeah,
someone keep
they're
talking.
odd, but
Yeah,
that'll be for the
I
next
thought they
movie.
used them to get the plans for the second Death Star.
okay.
He just said it was the first one.
I thought it was the first one still.
No, it was the second one.
Okay.
I don't know why they needed plans for the second Death Star. That was much easier to blow up.
Well, yeah, it was the whole side of
They
the
shot the
whole
core.
side of the
Fly
thing wasn't
into the
finished.
middle and shoot the core.
But in their defense, that one was only half built.
Yeah. But why would they build it the same way?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we blew it up this way before.
Hey, they
Let's
did the
just-
same
they
thing in
figured if
Force
they made it-
Awakens.
they
They made
figured-
it.
they
They made
figured
an
if they
easy
made it
thing that you
bigger.
can blow up.
Yeah.
That's the Bothan looks like a weird dog, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
So
But they weren't in the movie.
they weren't.
Somebody lied.
They did.
So what else didn't work? Who's next? You still got some more?
Nah, I'm good.
Brock, do you have anything that didn't work?
I can't really think of anything that didn't work. I thought it was a pretty
The
solid.
fact that there's no pop vinyls for it yet, or
I have them all.
Oh, you already have them.
There's even Walgreens exclusive ones.
Walgreens.
Death
exclusive.
is it the Death Troopers?
No, they have the Scarif Stormtroopers with the different color armband.
Oh, okay.
thing.
All right, cheese.
So for me, I am not a fan of war genre movies. I just, it's not something I enjoy going to watch. I didn't like Saving Private Ryan, the Band of Brothers. It's just
You
not,
like Saving Ryan's Private.
No, it's Shaving Ryan's Private.
It's funny that you corrected him on that. Anyway, I just it's not a genre of movie I really enjoy. Now with this, because it's in the Star Wars universe, it's less real. I still enjoyed the movie, but it's just not it's not really my style.
Because you saw a lot more oppression. I mean, you saw the Empire lining people up and frisking them, just shooting them. And things like that.
With the war movie, with the reality type war movies, the historical stuff, it's history. I had to learn about that in school. It's kind of depressing to watch a lot of the times for me, and I watch a movie, I read a book, whatever, to escape to somewhere happy because I'm not feeling so great. I don't want to watch something that's going to depress me even further.
Oh, I
you know what I mean?
I totally get it. That's why you don't watch
with this, I enjoyed it because it was Star Wars, but it's in that genre and it's just not what I enjoy.
I can agree with you to an extent because I like to escape and I don't want to see Debbie Downer shit all the time. But with like Star Wars, because the universe is so vast, I don't want to just see the Jedis winning and like high-fiving and then they have a teddy bear picnic at the end of the trilogy.
I agree.
Or get gold medals.
Or get gold medals.
No gold medals were given out in this one.
And bears play drums on the decapitated heads of the soldiers they defeated.
Well, then why didn't you like Episode 3? Because that ends bad.
I
But
do.
that's
That's my
two
favorite.
different kinds of bad.
Yeah.
It's bad acting and bad.
The ending to Episode 3 is horrible whenever he finds out what's her face died. He goes, no! And rips all the stuff and like.
And that's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this movie, and my favorite Star Wars movie probably is Empire Strikes Back, just because, all the stuff that happens with Luke.
You like when the bad guys win.
I do like when the bad guys win sometimes. Because you know what? If you don't have lows, then the highs don't seem as high. And that's why I like this.
He's a philosopher.
He is.
No, I'll agree with your points. I agree.
Well, I'll agree with your points.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear it.
Are you ready for mine?
Yeah, good.
So,
was gonna
and I'm
say.
going to take a lot of heat for this probably, but here's what I didn't like
just to
about this
warm up the
movie.
place.
Warming up a little bit in here, is I was completely bored through the whole first part of this movie. I thought that everybody had a really thick accent, so when they were all talking to
That
each
did
other,
annoy me, too.
I had no clue a lot of times what
It
the hell
was
they
rough.
just said. I kept turning to him and I was
Diego
like,
Luna was tough
and
to
I was like,
understand.
what did he just tell him? What did she just say back? Everybody had, they had such thick accents. It was so hard to tell what they were actually saying. Not to mention the aliens that were speaking, and to
They were
read
the
that
easiest to
part.
understand because they had subtitles.
There's all that going on. I felt like Star Wars, they know how to get us now. So let me explain this. They take a boring ass story, which now I don't know a lot of the lore like you guys do. I don't know if in books before that's how this went down. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this exactly
I
how
don't
it
think
went
that they've
down?
really mentioned this.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
this is
Which
kind
is
of
what's
the
nice
first-
about it.
I felt like they were like, okay, here's this boring ass story of probably they went in and they stole it and all this stuff with the dad and all that crap that was boring the hell out of me. But to make it exciting, they throw this big ass battle in that we've all been wanting to see because a lot of the battles that were done were a long time ago and the CGI wasn't as great. So they put together this really cool TIE fighters, everything you like about Star Wars, they were stroking you right off. They were like,
And
you like
had
Star
new TIE fighters.
You like Star Destroyers? You like Death Stars? You like this? You like that? Here it all. Here's AT-ATs. I mean, they were just giving you so much Star Wars porn. Or if you're a Star Wars guy, you're like, more. And it clouded to me the boring ass story that was the first hour and a half of the movie because I was sitting there like, oh, how much freaking longer is this movie?
It was a long
Then
movie.
all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, that Star Destroyer is cool. Oh, look at the shield generators and the thing and all this stuff going on. I'm like, you got me, Rogue One, because you put all, and then Vader's lightsabering and doing all. Who's not going to like Darth Vader doing all that cool shit? So it's like now I have to kind of like this movie because of that cool scene where all that stuff in the beginning was so boring to me that I felt they could have wrapped that up in like 5 minutes and been like, okay, they're going to steal the plans. I didn't know who was on. Hold on, I know you want to speak. I didn't know who was on whose side.
Well, the characters didn't either. That was the whole thing.
So confusing. I'm like, what's this guy and this guy and this guy? And
That just goes to show that like the alliance was not this. It's not good versus evil.
I guess I just don't care about the origin of the alliance and all that. Like, to me, with that stuff, it's like I'm already past that because we're in future movies now. Like, I didn't need to know all that crap about, like, her dad put a fail-safe in. Like, yeah, Luke figures that out and he blows it up. We know what happens.
Luke didn't figure that out.
It blew up, and he used the Force to guide the bombs in.
Luke wasn't like, wait a minute, there's some wood covering
if you're
that exhaust
flying down
panel.
that tunnel and you're coming to an end of it and you see a little thing, he shot a bomb into it. It's not. I mean, it wasn't like they had to really break into the Death Star and do all these convoluted things to blow it up. Luke just blew it up using the Force.
There was a hole the size of
a wall brat.
yeah.
It's just unnecessary stroking crap. But again, they won me over because they had probably the best cinematography battle I've ever witnessed in a Star Wars movie. And so they won me with it, and I'm pissed that they made me like it, and I have to watch it again because I like that scene.
You have to watch it again. There's no sequels to it.
Well, I have to take my kids and everybody else to see this movie, so...
Everybody else. Everyone in Granbury, let's
my
go.
wife wants to go, my kids want to go, and I'm like, I got to sit through that hour. I may go sit in the car for the beginning of that and be like, when the shit goes down, let me know so I can come in. So, I don't know. That's my rant. What else did I didn't like about it? I don't know. I mean,
There wasn't enough transforming trucks. There wasn't
see,
enough hockey teams from
Megan
Chicago.
Fox.
See, I get what you're saying there because I'm a Mark too. I'm a Transformer Mark.
Yeah.
So I'll go watch a bad Transformer, bad acting movie because I like the robots.
Yeah.
And then I tell myself that the rest of it is good, and I think that's what goes on with Star Wars fans. Is like I saw Jim post on there, mind blown and all that. It's just from the visual. All that other crap you would not like if you weren't a Star Wars Mark.
See, I liked all the backstory.
Because you're a Star Wars Mark.
I'm not a Mark.
You are. I'm a Transformer Mark. You're a Star Wars Mark.
Mark's the strong term.
And you can't get past because you can't tell me that Transformers is bad. You know how stubborn I am,
Yeah, I know.
right? And I said, and you guys are all like, that movie sucks, and I'm like, it's great, I love it.
I feel like I could say that like the new trilogy of like 1 through 3 was not good.
But that's like a popular Star Wars thing to say: is hate the original trilogy,
I don't
hate the old one, and like the original. That's
I'm not a huge fan of like A New Hope, and I like Empire. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie. Star Wars
and Empire Strikes Back is every super Star Wars fan's answer to what's the best Star Wars movie. If you go to any Star Wars expert and go, what's the best Star Wars movie? Empire. It's like, it was even in a comedy movie. They were like, I know he's going to say Empire. I forget
Well,
which
that's
movie
because you
it
have to
is.
see like AT-ATs and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And but
Empire.
I feel like the story's better in that, and I think that the story's good in this. I like.
I'm one of like the only people that likes Phantom Menace. I think Phantom Menace is good. A lot of people don't like it.
I don't know.
No.
I like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon was good.
That still is probably the best lightsaber battle in any of them.
It's a great lightsaber battle.
Him and Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
But, that's why I can't sit here and be a hypocrite because I'm the same way when it comes to stuff I like. And like I said, they won me over because they did a fantastic job at the battle, a fantastic job portraying Vader. It all worked out really well.
I don't like the fact that you're comparing this movie to Transformers.
But the beginning of this movie is a terrible movie. In my opinion. It sucked, and it was boring as hell.
Well, that's because it's not your type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in my opinion.
And you didn't hear half of it. You didn't understand.
I was sitting there watching. I was just like, this is stupid. Get me. I mean, they were like, another planet. I'm like, oh, here's another
Well, it
planet.
should be. They're in
Here's
space.
another planet. Here's another planet. Oh, and then Vader's hanging out in Mordor for some reason. It was just,
Yes.
it was just, I don't know, it was just goofy. And then, all that stuff. I didn't like, there's the two people that were in the bar scene, and they're on this planet. And,
That was the best part of the movie.
it was just a lot of that was hokey to me. I just didn't care for it. But I liked the end, so I would rate it a good movie because it was entertaining. The end part. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. I'm just.
You're not offending me. You don't have to like it or not like it. I just don't like the fact that you compared it to Transformers.
Well, I know you don't because you hate Transformers.
Because the acting's better in this than Transformers.
Well, yeah. I
Shia
guess.
LaBeouf wielding a lightsaber.
You know, the epitome of the Transformers universe is whenever Mark Wahlberg punches the ground with his wife.
Well,
There's no goofy ass points like that in this movie.
Well, yeah,
Other than
other
the-
Star Wars movies, there's those goofy. You just mentioned Vader going.
Yeah,
That's as goofy as Mark Wahlberg in that movie.
Touche.
This movie was very dark. It was a very dark movie. It was a different movie.
It's not and it's not a happy story.
No, it's depressing. It's a little depressing.
But Don was right. You know, for you space battle nerds, and I are one.
No.
I mean, you get at least 4 different new vehicles. You get some really cool views
Me
of some
too.
of the
Hey,
Mon Calamari.
I nerd out for Star Destroyers. I love Star Destroyers.
And the way that they got rid of that planetary shield with the Star
Right.
Destroyers.
Oh, that
I mean,
was
that is epic.
I can remember watching the originals and thinking, why don't they just kamikaze that son of a bitch?
Why don't you just take out the deflector tower?
Yeah, exactly.
When the Star Destroyer is hovering over that building, I was like, "Oh, it's so cool."
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
see,
just
what I
floating there.
thought was sarcastic, and I was like, they're in an atmosphere. How's it just hovering over that city?
Star Wars has no
I-
basis in physics.
I know, and so I kept that.
Well, I liked how the
That's all
one
right now.
ship, if you're behind it, the girl flew like because the jets, but the Star Destroyer that says the city flew away, nothing moved.
Yeah.
There's no dust.
Yeah.
Nothing like
No apocalyptic dust in this movie.
Oh, well, thank God. Well, Star Wars has never been about apocalypse. They just blow the shit up, and then
Although when they were testing the Death Star and you see the huge tsunami of like Earth coming at you.
Yeah.
It was in perpetual slow motion.
I was going
yeah.
to say that was the slowest explosion I have
Yeah,
ever
it was
seen.
very slow. I liked that they at least explained that it was the Death Star was in kind of like low power mode.
Right.
Because
One
before
reactor.
They
it was
just
just
activated-
obliterating planets in a second.
Yeah, they just
This was like-
activated one generator.
Yeah,
I
it was
think
like
is what
slow
they said.
going.
Although,
yeah.
and also you it sort of solves that mystery about how the hell did they get to Alderaan and then get to Yavin 4?
yeah,
Okay, that thing can go into hyperspace.
yeah.
Well, that's
Which
what
I never knew
that
before,
either. I
yeah.
always wondered how, and there's like,
How does it fly in hyperspace?
yeah,
It's so big.
Well, that's the thing. You never saw it actually fly. It's just always there as a planet. Then all of a sudden it just appears. It's like the
They're like
stalker.
something big's coming
It's
in and
it's
it's
like
over the
Jaws.
clouds.
Yeah, because it jaws up on the planet whenever it was destroying the last city of the thing. All of a sudden, you see the Death Star start coming over the horizon of the planet. And they're like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
it's very different.
yeah. But
I agree with Lance. You know, the couple of the new ships they introduced were, well, they're old ships, I guess, because this is in the past. But
Right.
those were decent. You know, they're really cool with the weapons and the different things that they use, stuff like that.
Now, I'm sure for everyone who can't see, I'm showing a picture of it's an old picture of the nuclear explosion at the Bikini Atoll.
Now you're gonna have to
Doesn't-
send me that so I can put it on the YouTube.
Doesn't that coloration look exactly like the coloration on the planet?
Yeah.
it's very similar. Wait a minute, is that the Death Star? No, it's good.
That was such a nice planet.
It was.
Well, it was,
Beaches as far as the eye can see.
Beaches and everything else.
that's what I love about Star Wars planets. It's all one climate the entire way around.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a desert the whole way around.
Yeah.
It's ice the whole way
yeah.
around. They don't mess around.
If it's
with any of that
raining, it's
stuff.
raining on the entire planet. But
Different
so
atmospheres, man.
Yeah. So let's ask this question, because I had heard this going into this movie before, that people were saying, I think it was you maybe that said it, that there was going to be some setup for future films. A lot of people thought that you were going to see the origin of the Knights of Ren and a lot of this other stuff. You didn't see any of that.
No, and I was a little disappointed. I thought there was going to be a cameo of the new actor playing Han Solo.
why? Because he'd be the same age. This happened right during New Hope. It would have been.
It would have just been. It was just.
But there were because of the casting and the timing with that. There were a lot of there were a lot of
show her how
stories-
many years ago was she away from her dad. They did do some
16 years or something. They
Yeah.
said it's less.
Which is 16 years since she left the Forrest Whitaker character.
Which does that make sense? Like, how long is Luke down on that planet when Episode 3 ends? Luke's down there for what? 20 years, 19 years, something like that.
I thought it
he's
was-
like 19 or 20.
I was thinking like 16 to 18, but yeah, it's about that.
So, yeah, because she was 16 years, so that it had to take place like I guess they could fit in her lifespan in that 20 years of galactic reign or whatever.
Yeah, they never really say for sure how old Luke is. He looks kind of
I think
young.
Luke's supposed to be 19 is what I always thought, that he was down there for like...
For some reason, that number sounds...
Which Obi-Wan Kenobi got so old in 20 years.
He did.
He got
And
so
all you're doing is hanging out on a desert planet.
Hanging on a desert
no
planet.
exfoliation, no
Yeah.
sunblock.
Just
Jimmy
killing
Smith
Sands.
with a nice little appearance.
There was a lot of nice cameos, Jimmy Smith's. And why did
Jimmy Smith is like, I get to work.
Why did he put his daughter? Why did he send his? Because at the time his adopted daughter
Yeah.
and send her up in that battle. Because
Someone
she's
he
the
could-
only person that escaped that.
He said
Like,
someone I can trust, and he sends
Yeah.
up
I
Leia.
can trust her with my life.
Because she was actually on her way to find Kenobi,
Yeah.
but
she comes off the Calamarian ship.
right. So they went into battle and she was going to leave, but she couldn't leave because the battle was going on.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she leave? Because all those ships left the planet where the Alliance was all hanging out. She could have, and they clearly have ships. At any point in time, they could have been like, "All right, I'm out, deuce."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I did. You know what scene I
Plot
also like
convenience.
is when the
Yeah.
ships were all trying to take off, and that Star Destroyer shows right up, and they all run right into it. They're like, "Oh shit! Where'd that thing come from?" Of all the space in outer space, they run right into it. I was like, "Oh, that sucked."
it just shows that Vader's such a badass. His Star Destroyer just run
Yeah.
into shit.
Vader didn't have his chain though.
I did notice that.
And you know what? It bothered me because it made his mask go weird places.
Yeah.
Well,
like
and I don't remember the big neck guard.
Yeah.
Maybe that was because the
It
chain...
looked different. The cape looked different. He didn't have the
yeah.
His
chain.
control box was actually a little different.
Yeah, he was a little. They made him different, which I really didn't understand. His suit looked a little odd, but God, he was so cool in that
And
scene. I
how
mean, that,
good did James Earl Jones sound?
I thought he was lame when he was talking to Liberace.
That scene was lame.
Yeah.
Actually, when they showed that scene, I sat there and I was like, I actually was taking like a mental note. I'm like, I'm gonna bash the Vader cameo. Like, this
Yeah.
is crap.
Yeah, if that was the only
little
Vader.
pun and everything like that was stupid. But when that door closed and the light thing came on, I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat some words here.
Well, and then he's just standing there in the dark because you could see the little thing on his, and then all of a sudden the lightsaber
Oh, that
goes.
was
And you're just
great.
like, whoa.
Like I said, I would have rather seen a Vader movie showing, like, you know, you're talking about a war movie. I'd like to see, like a Private Ryan movie. I would have liked to seen a war movie through the eyes of Vader. All bad, oppressing people, taking things over, destroying people, killing people, instead of this story. And this is going on in the background or something like that. Maybe Rogue One through the eyes of Vader.
Well, Rogue One as a Vader's hanging out in Mordor, apparently.
Well,
And that
I
acid
think
bath.
I think it would be cool to see the time when he was on his own hunting down the Jedi around
Yeah.
the galaxy. I think that would make for a sweet.
he
I
looked-
think they
looked
kind
great.
of got away from that being the storyline where when he killed all the kids in
Yeah.
episode 3. I don't know if he did so much tracking of Jedi because they've kind of said there's some.
Because let's face it, everybody loves Darth Vader, and you didn't get enough of him in the original 3 movies because
Yeah,
they just
right.
didn't do him right, you know.
But I want people to
couldn't.
not like Vader. Like I want to give I always kind of pictured the Imperials as like Nazis, and they are
Yeah.
oppressing so many people. Like he would be the Hitler of.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and
unfortunately,
the
they
fact
made
that
him
they're
so
all-
cool.
They're all human.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not a 5'2" guy with a little goofy mustache, yelling and screaming. He's just badass looking cool with James Earl Jones' voice and a red lightsaber. They made him way too cool that you cannot like him.
I know, but I still like. I want
The most sold Halloween costume like all time, you know.
All right, so here's the skinny on the uniform.
I don't think anyone here can be referred to the skinny. But that's
It's true. Here's the curves. So the white uniforms are for Grand Admirals.
Then why were they calling him director?
Well, director of the Death Star, maybe he was a Grand Admiral.
Okay.
Then the regular naval officers, under like Admiral in underwear, green, olive, and black.
Okay, Lance went to some obscure place on the internet to find this. Why did he have a pocket protector with pens in it?
Well, no, did you notice everyone had
taking
those
notes?
pens that they were like
Yeah.
taking? They had on the side.
See, like,
Well,
oh,
and at one
excuse
point
me.
they had they had pens holding their capes. in.
yeah, there were like 4 of them on one.
I just want to see him one point in there when he's yelling at it. He takes his pen out. I was like, you're going on the list. You're going on the list.
the one thing. Oh, I just had it and I lost it. Crap. Never mind. Lost it.
Okay. All right. Ken had an Alzheimer moment.
I
So
did.
let's close it with this then. This is the first.
Oh, I got it back.
Okay.
There was no scroll in the beginning of the Star Wars movie.
Oh, yes.
And I
Because it's
think
not a Star Wars movie, it's a Star Wars story.
I think that's how they're going to do, because they also, instead of panning down to the
panned
first
up.
scene, they panned up to the first scene.
And the beginning orchestral piece was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how
Oh,
they're
you
going
guys all
to
think I was just like,
Because
there's
it's not
no
an-
scroll in this movie.
It's not an episode. It's not an episode. It's a story.
Yeah,
Ewok
I think
movie
that's
had
how
it?
they're going to. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
how they're
think
going
even
to
those
differ.
Well, that was
Clone
before
Wars.
Disney took over,
Yeah.
and J.J. Abrams made rules.
Yeah.
So, what did you think as far as like this is the beginning of the Star Wars stories, which they're going to have these?
If this is what they're going to do for Star Wars stories, I'm hooked. I think this is better than
Yeah.
Episode 7. This is probably like my top 2, maybe 3rd.
See, I don't like it better than Episode 7 because I really liked Rey, and I think she's a great future Star Wars character.
Yeah, I liked the fact that
She's the reason I like that whole movie.
I think it's a great way to explore parts of the Star Wars universe that you would otherwise maybe not see, or to take some of those obscure references and tie them together in really cool ways.
I love.
I think a
cool-
Han Solo
yeah.
movie would be good if they do him next. See what that's like.
As long as he wins the Kessel Run. That's all I want to see. How he gets the Millennium Falcon
All right.
from Childish Gambino.
So we ready for our
in
ratings?
12 parsecs.
Yep.
Is it ratings time?
It's ratings time.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start with our favorite, Cheese Wheels.
3.5.
3.5 cheese wheels. Nondescript baseball caps.
I will give it 4 nondescript baseball
All
caps.
right. What do we have for? I forget. We're,
Ebony heads.
Oh, ebony bald
Ebony
heads.
bald heads.
Yeah, that's right. Ebony bald heads.
I will give it 4.5. Ooh,
4.5 ebony bald heads.
Wow.
I'm not with you this time, buddy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Bandanas.
4 bandanas.
4 bandanas. Oh, surprising.
One for each
I
corner.
will go for ivory bald heads. 3 ivory bald heads. And there you have it.
There you go.
Can I say one more thing, though?
Sure. Say 2 more things.
Forrest Whitaker's role. I'm thankful. I like him as an actor, but I'm thankful that it was sort of short.
He was annoying.
Because it didn't become the Forrest Whitaker episode.
Yeah.
Him with all that stuff on and can't breathe.
Frankenstein.
The
Yeah.
voice bothered me.
The voice is
Right.
odd.
I'm glad he died.
Yeah. Well, when he died, I went, thank God.
I missed that.
Like, enough of
I
him
just
with
didn't
all
want him
that.
to, I didn't want that to be like, oh, he's the cool character. Because, like, him coming out with robot legs, I'm like, oh, he's kind of like a robot and breathing all weird. He reminded me, there's a robot in, like, one of the Star Wars trilogies that's all blue and he's got, like, the hose.
Yeah.
Medical droid.
Oh,
The medical,
medical
droid.
droid.
I feel like
B1B.
they just put Forrest Whitaker's head on that droid and gave him his little mouth thing to breathe. It's
See, I was going to complain about the Asian blind ninja master until Brock explained that was a. I didn't know that, so like because I just thought that was kind of like G.I. Joe, Jinx's ninja master, the hard master or whatever. My blind ninja master, like he's blind and he's a ninja master and he's good at martial arts. Like, all right, like we didn't see that one coming, but you know,
the Force.
it's a throwback. So yeah, he was all right.
And him and his, I don't know if it's brother or gay lover, they were
I don't know what
like
they
together.
were.
They were.
That was his Pancho Villa.
I still don't know how he was shooting things and hitting them with that weird crossbow that he had.
He
That looked so convoluted to load. I was like, you gotta get a better guy.
It looked like he took a mop and put 2 other handles on it, and then pointed it in the opposite direction.
It was
as
like a
facing.
Nerf gun.
He was pointing it by his ear.
It's the Star Wars equivalent to a musket.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was odd.
It was a weird bowcaster, but
Yeah.
okay. So any final thoughts before we head off on this?
Go see it. Let us know what you think.
I just don't know how appealing this movie will be to kids.
Yeah.
I don't see kids going to see it multiple times.
Like I said, kids will like the end.
Kids,
Watching that battle, they'll be, whoa,
Yeah.
you know, this is great. The beginning, all my kids, when I go see this on Saturday, will be bored out of their mind going, how long is this movie?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
And then I'll have to take Alex to the bathroom 18 times. And then finally, when that
Alex
comes on,
quotations to the bathroom.
hey, I didn't go one
Come on,
time.
Alex, you gotta go.
Yeah.
They'll go, whoa, this is great.
Yeah.
They'll like that big droid.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, invite.
Maybe-